Greetings, dear viewers of our lovely channel, the channel that deals with mental health. And for those who have been following us, the previous time we were discussing about what parenting is. Why do we talk about parenting and we are dealing with mental health? Because we know that everything in a person's life starts with parenting. So somebody's success, the challenges in success, difficulties in success, possibly even the body health, is so much contributed to parenting. A parent that has a stable mental health is more likely to bring up children with better mental health. The harder, the difficult the parent is in mental health may affect him or her in parenting. And so today, in our channel, we'll be discussing types of parenting. But if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe. And please share with friends so that they can as well follow us, so that they know what is happening in our channel. And as we are discussing types of parenting, we are not here to dictate to you of what parenting style you should follow. And we are not even telling you to be this type of parent. Because end of the day, it's you as a parent who decides what type of parenting you should follow. But again, the parenting that will automatically follow in the rights of children. Now, we have a challenge in our parenting to many of us because we don't have exactly the system that is there to train you being a parent. You may have some institutions, you may have some individuals who are there to help individuals to be trained on what parenting is, but some of us do not take it as a needed. So some people get children unprepared. So you find someone gets a child and doesn't even know what parenting is, doesn't know what parenting styles are, what they should do so that they can bring up children. That's why we psychologists are here to intervene so that we can help one another on how better, not best, we can do it. Now, because there are many types of parenting, and we call them parenting styles. But for today, we're going to discuss the parenting styles that have been brought up by Diana. She is a developmental psychologist. So when we talk about types of parenting, we call them parenting styles. So we are going to focus on 4 parenting styles. The first one is called neglectful parenting. This is the type of parenting that the parent is mostly uninvolved with the day-to-day issues of a child. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, this parent becomes an absent parent, and most of the time becomes an emotional absent parent. To this type of a parent, all other things may become a priority to him or her, but not a child. So this is a parent who is very busy with business. This is a parent who is very busy with work. This is a parent who is very busy interacting with other people. But when it comes into a child, the child does not become a priority. So in the process, the child of this parent feels abandoned, feels not cared, feels not loved. And these children, sometimes they get difficulty in coping emotionally and especially in relating with others. Why? Because there was nobody for them to give them warmth, especially when they need it. So this is a type of a child who grows up and becomes adult at a very young age, because there are no people there to guide him as he or she is growing up. And at times, if not intervened, this child grows with an emotional pain, feels unwanted, feels unloved. And at times, when not intervened, they also struggle in loving. They also struggle in relating. So this is one type of a parent. But the second type of a parent, this one is a permissive parent. A permissive parent, this is the parent that loves the child so much. But this parent does not discipline the child, either at all, or she will do it very little. So this is the parent who, if it is in her ability, she will give a child anything that a child wants. This is the parent who will do to a child everything possible in her ability. And this is the parent who may never reprimand a child, nor scold a child, will not give don'ts and do's to a child. So this is the child that grows up without do's and don'ts. And these children, most of them, if not intervened, they grow up being impulsive. These children may become vulnerable to peers. They are likely to get involved in any of the behaviors around because they don't have don'ts and do's. And when in school, there are times they get challenging, respecting adults or even respecting fellows because they tend to be impulsive. However, they may become very confident because their confidence is all over everyone, because they have never had this fear of being reprimanded or being scolded, and times they get difficult in being disciplined. But again, the third type of parenting is called authoritarian. This is the type of a parent that is extremely strict. For we who grew up in these areas of the world, you may hear of some of the stories whereby a type of a father like this, when he comes back home in late hours, the children will tend to run. All of them will go under the beds, close themselves in the bedroom, pretend they are too busy, studying, working. It's because this is the type of a parent that is unnecessarily strict. This parent will shout even when there is no need of shouting. This parent will scold children all the time. This is the parent that demands perfect children, and you will reach there, will start asking questions. You have done this, you have not done this. And if it is the mother now, if she's an authoritarian and then she's a nagger, then combine nagging plus being too strict, then it becomes like a world of people in a second. So children growing in these homes, they may seem very disciplined, but a discipline that they don't understand. Sometimes they just don't do things, but they don't exactly know why they are not doing them. And at many times they do things, but they can't even justify why they are doing them. Because these are the children who will never question, they will never discuss, they will never argue. And this reminds me that as when we are going on with the sessions of parenting, we'll have to discuss rights and responsibilities of children, so that parents need to know that it is the children's right to be listened to participate in issues concerning family affairs. So an authoritarian parent is a parent that is strict. He just demands discipline, whether he loves, she doesn't love, that's not an issue. The issue is you have to do what I want you to do. But parent number 4, this is called authoritative parent. This is the parent that has do's and don'ts, but again has why. He justifies. This is the type of a parent that will discuss with children. You have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I expect 1, 2, 3, 4, but you should also expect 1, 2, 3, 4 from me. And this is the parent that will discipline children, but in the process will love children. So if you want to take the summary of these 4 types of parents, you will realize that all of them use 2 things. 1, we call it warmth, and 2, we call it discipline. So, any of this, if one becomes extreme, it will fall in any of the 4 parenting styles. So, a child's emotional well-being is brought up by warmth. This one we call it emotional bonding. It's like it is something that's not seen, but it is something that brings. It brings up the bond between a parent or a caregiver and a child. So any parent has to bond with a child, which the neglectful parent doesn't do. They deny the children warmth. So any of these parents will either give one of the 2 things to the child or deny. So a parent that gives warmth to a child, but there is no discipline, becomes a permissive parent. A parent that is extreme in discipline, don'ts and do's, becomes an authoritarian parent. But the parent that balances both, this is the parent that disciplines a child, gives the child do's and don'ts, but again, this is the child, the parent that loves the child, becomes an authoritative parent. So, my task is to just let you be aware of the parenting styles, if you have never been aware of them. If you have, maybe to understand them more, and then sit down and evaluate yourself. What type of a parent am I? What parenting style am I following? And which one do I think I would prefer to raise my child with? Because any type of a parenting style that you decide to follow has products, has adults of a certain way they behave. This one grows up, feels so much neglected, and gets difficult in relating. May either relate in extreme or may completely get difficulties because they get problems in having social boundaries. This one becomes impulsive. This is a child who may misbehave at any time, anywhere, because lacks discipline boundaries. But this is the child who will get problems in struggling with the self-confidence. Because this is a person who all the time was supposed to say yes, yes sir, yes ma'am. So this is the type of a person whose confidence is brought down. You find there are so many adults who are in different positions in the world, but they can't stand and speak. Why? Because their speaking abilities, their confidence was lowered by the type of the parenting style they had gone through. Of course, with interventions, you can pop up, you can stand up, and you can make it. But again, this is the type of a parent who will do both, who will bring up a child who knows I don't need to do this because 1, 2, 3, 4, but I need to do this. So, my viewer, what type of a parent are you? And if you are a prospective parent, what type of parenting style would you want to choose? What type of a child would you want to produce? We'll continue with these sessions. Please, if you have not subscribed in our channel, kindly subscribe and share with friends so that they can also assess themselves and know what type of parenting style they are following. Thank you.